Hello and welcome to the job site, everybody. Today we're going to be painting furniture, and I'd like to share with you the entire process, each step involved with this project, and break it down for you. The very first step is to prep our area. So I'm going to be throwing down a drop sheet and setting up a couple gorilla ladders as my workstation, and then I'm going to be taking apart each chair, and then I'll be storing the chair legs separately from the seat and the backrest, which I will be prepping by thoroughly sanding with about 150 grit sandpaper, just to break down the gloss finish that's on the chair to ensure that the new paint has proper adhesion to the surface. Quick tip for you: if you have any imperfections in your surfaces that you can see are visibly damaged, you can feel the rough edges on the sides. Concentrate in that area and you basically break all the edges by feathering it out. So that's what I've done here in these spots that used to look like this. And now when I go and I paint that, it will be a smooth surface. Just spend some extra time focusing on those imperfections. You can use your fingers and apply a bit of heavier pressure, target those specific areas, and keep sanding until all your edges are broken. And once you run your finger over the surface, it feels smooth to the touch. Okay, we are about to apply the paint to the furniture. But before we do, there's a few things I'd briefly like to run through. First and foremost is the paint here. This is the product by Inslux. It is Benjamin Moore product, and it's called Cabinet Coat. Now this is cabinetry and furniture grade paint, which I would highly recommend you use, especially formulated paint for these high wear and high use surfaces, because this is going to be more durable, cleanable, and washable than your standard grade baseboard and trim paint. So invest in some high quality paint. You will not regret it, especially with all the work that you're doing to apply it. Spend an extra few dollars and get something that's going to last. Now, with regards to the applicator, I am using a microfiber roll. This is my very favorite roll because of the ease of application and the smooth finish. Now, traditionally speaking, you will be advised to use a foam roller, and that's totally fine if you want to use a foam roller. I personally prefer microfiber so much more. You can get more paint on your surface, and with the self-leveling technology of the paints on the market, you really don't need foam. And last but not least, this is the system that allows us to paint both sides of the surface almost simultaneously. This will save so much time for you. So essentially what these are designed for is they are a plastic painter's pyramid, and it's got a siliconized tip, and that essentially provides like a minimal apex, like a really small surface area, so that you can paint one side of your surface. I like to use the back first, because then when we flip it over onto its back, then you will risk perhaps slightly marring your newly painted surface. If you flip it over onto its back first, it's better to, scuff or mar that surface than it would be the finish on the front face of your furniture. We're gonna paint the back side, and we just get the paint on there nice and even with our mini roll, like so. Now this paint will be tack free, meaning, semi-dry to the touch in under an hour. So you can handle it pretty quick, and it will be recoat ready in 6 hours. That is looking very nice for our first coat. So take our painted surface, arrange the painter's pyramids underneath, and very carefully and gently flip it over, just like so. And now we can proceed to paint all of the edges and the top, and then we'll let that dry, and we'll come back. We'll do that for all the pieces, obviously, and then we'll come back in 6 hours, and that's when we can do our final coat.